Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Running, running, no. Keep running.
What is up, fam? This chapter was pretty good. It was a bit of a world building chapters that all the majority of One Piece, fans actually like to read, the world building chapters. So we get a cover page of Chopper chewing on Zeus. Chopper mistakenly seeing Zeus as a cotton candy. Chopper love cotton candy. My question I want for Oda: can we please get a real bounty of Chopper once this series is over? That's it. But we start off with the actual chapter of the news saying that T-Bone has been killed by a civilian actually. Now we get a few panels of Suru actually talking to Sengoku about really what it means, how this might impact the Marines and the Marines alike. The majority of people will look at this if the Marines comment that this is a chaotic thing that's going on with the Cross Guild. Now, if the Marines actually don't speak on this, news might be fake. You know how Big News Morgan actually put a twist on things, and sometimes it could be lie or sometimes it could be truthful. But the most important factor is what Suru and Sengoku is talking about, that the Cross Guild's influence is worldwide now. That's what they actually wanted. That's being Mihawk Crocodile actually want, right? And we see further on in this chapter exactly what their mentality and what they think. Well, actually what Buggy true intentions really is. And I find out that the Cross Guild is making a name for themselves now, that the civilians are actually attacking the Marines because of the bounties that the Cross Guild posted about the Marines to the civilians and other pirates, right? And these bounties are enormous. We've seen that 1 star equals 100 million berry bounty, and that's immense payout. And we see that any civilian that's starving and any community or kingdom that's starving and is in poverty will actually try to retrieve that bounty. And we seen this early in this chapter. That's exactly what happened. It's crazy that it had to happen to T-Bone, but this actually could have happened to almost any vice admiral or rear admiral. By lowering their guard, the civilians they're supposed to protect, stab them right in their back. This is something that the Marines have to fix going forth, because the Cross Guild influence is going to actually be overwhelming when the people will feel like it's common to go against the Marines. And I also can say that this is one of the dark side of the Marines, the world government. How can you see people struggle through the days without financially aiding them, right? So when things comes to points like this, there might be a civil war between regular civilians and the Marines, right? Because of what happened with the Flame Emperor, right? Because of what happened in the streets, how people are going through a lot of things, just like how things are going in the real world, right? Oda touch on real world things, and this is one of them. Just to say that T-Bone just got caught in the midst of things like this right here is very sad to say. But at the same time, it's like this happens every day and happens so often where it might just be common. And that's what Sengoku and Suru don't want, because things like this happen every day in One Piece. People are starving, people are hungry, and they can't afford to have their family die, so they're willing to sacrifice their life actually for their family can be fed. Like this old man during in this chapter, he know he's gonna wither away and die, but his family is secure for a long time now. And the best thing Sengoku and the Marines can do, like I said before, is to not comment. Is to not put this in the air that it may be possible that a civilian killed a Marine. So the best thing they can do, like I said, is to not speak on it. Just don't say anything. Let them fabricate this as much as they can without the Marines acknowledging that it happened. Because if it's not acknowledged, it probably never happened, and that got their mind wondering. And we finally see that Sengoku actually the one to have Garp try a new rice cake, and we seen that he didn't even know Garp was gone, and Hannah actually had to tell him that he'd been gone for a few days. Now we know a few days is like 2 or 3, maybe 4. Garp does not want an all-out war. Garp just wants to know that, listen, you cannot try the Marines just like this, and he want Kobe back. So hopefully we might see an end, or we might see the full out battle between Garp and Kuzan, what One Piece fans want, or The downside of that, we might get the end of it and we'll see exactly a flashback of what Garp actually saying what happened on the Pirate Paradise Island. So, but I'm good with both of them because we see a glimpse of what Garp can do, right? We all wanted that. We seen a smaller tone of what Garp can do. I'm good with that. Garp still top 10, top 5, one of the strongest One Piece characters in the One Piece verse. So I'm good with that. So we flash forward to Empty Bluffs Island and we actually see the man who actually killed T-Bone, right? Now he looks like he's feeble. So I don't know if it was a team effort or maybe this old man got something up his sleeve. But you see that Buggy and the Serpentess are actually worshiping him, and they even label him as a pirate. And it's also been confirmed that his family actually has the funds from what he did. And we seen that his family was starving and dying, so he definitely put his family first and himself on the back burner to actually save his family. So they'll be straight for the rest of their life. But Sengoku actually and Suru, the smart marines that they are, if they find any family that just left the kingdom, right, and with its overwhelming money, they will actually know who actually killed T-Bone. And we'll see how smart this family is. And you know, with somebody who never had nothing, they'll show it off. I feel sorry for these individual family that got this money, and the person who actually killed T-Bone will actually be straight for the rest of his life. He will actually go with Buggy and be up under Buggy for the rest of his life. He will have protection for the rest of his life, so we might not see this old man again. But clarification, glad that we seen him. During these panels with Buggy, Mihawk, and Crocodile, bro, he did not like going back there, bro. You seen the look on his face when Buggy people that built the ship, then once they told him, like, come see the ship, Buggy, like, look what we created, he was like, no, like, why would you do this? Like, Buggy is getting all the credit, and Crocodile and Mihawk does not like this behind the scenes, bro. It's like, you see how spooky and scary he was to go back to the meeting room? He was like, oh my god, not this again. He knew he was gonna get his butt kicked. Like, he knew they was gonna torture him, bro. He knew it. So in the meeting room, we get this nice panel of Crocodile talking to Mihawk, and they're planning things, and they're reading a newspaper that their influence is actually getting to Marines. So they definitely was reading the same newspaper Sengoku and Suduru was actually reading. So we finally get Crocodile and Mihawk's plan to actually establish this utopia, right? This strong military utopia. And I feel like their strategy is a great one because they two overwhelming, powerful One Piece figures. One of the most powerful characters in One Piece is definitely Crocodile and Mihawk. And basically they want the same thing what Big Mom has, a utopia, or you could also say Kaido had. Big Mom had the idea utopia that the Marines did not want to go into, and they seen the advantage that Big Mom had during this time of utopia. And actually Mihawk and Crocodile could do the same thing under Buggy's influence, and that's what you actually want, a utopia where the Marines don't even want to bother you. They know firsthand that it would take years and years for actually to plan on trying to kill you if they trying to actually fight a military base of amazing, a strong utopia like Big Mom's. You've seen how Big Mom survived so long, right? Because the Marines feared to go into her territory. So to continue with this conversation between Crocodile and Mihawk, their next step was to actually show the people and show the Marines that they have overwhelming power, right? And Buggy's in the background, right, just listening to these two, right? And Buggy came up with a concept where these two had to listen, because at the same time Crocodile and Mihawk are pirates, right? And as Buggy is listening to Crocodile and Mihawk, they're not actually acting like pirates, which is very important, and because Buggy analyzed that and knew that. We can say everything about Buggy like he's not strong, he's a fake, yeah, we all know that. But bro, Buggy mind is pretty clear and he's pretty smart, right? His pirate level, his pirate IQ is smart. And this is the only ups I can give Buggy because of what he said during this chat. This is the only thing I can say great about Buggy. His pirate IQ is on a whole nother level. And this is why. Buggy basically said these two are not acting like pirates, and they're not. Crocodile and Mihawk are acting like they want to be kings of a kingdom, right? They want to show their power. They want to show the Marines that we can compete with you guys. You need to leave us alone. That's like 1/8 of what pirates do. But the way they're going about it is the way of like, you need to be scared of us, and we want to build this utopia before you can leave us alone. No, bro. Roger built this pirate age on one thing and one thing only: finding the One Piece. And we seen that these pirates that's falling behind Buggy understand that notion. Buggy actually knew what they needed to do to obtain overwhelming power. He knew they needed wealth. He knew they needed money to pay people actually for their power. Buggy, like I said, bro, I cannot believe this is coming out of Buggy's mouth. Before Mihawk, and Crocodile could even say the next thing, Buggy already knew. And I'm still shocked to see how Buggy actually called out Crocodile and Mihawk and like, you guys not acting like pirates, bro. Like, he basically saying like Redhead is making his move, bro. Red Hair Shanks is like trying to obtain One Piece now. Like, I used to be on the ship, with Red Hair, right? He knew the circumstances Red Hair was in. Shanks was like a up-and-coming pirate that he knew that he might just be the next pirate king. And once we get this flashback of Buggy and Shanks, we're seeing that Buggy actually idolized Shanks growing up, and it broke Buggy's heart to actually hear that Shanks not trying to find a One Piece just yet. Like, I felt like if Shanks' mind was trying to find a One Piece, Buggy would have actually went up under Shanks, actually his flag. But it broke Buggy's heart to know that he's not trying to finish what Roger started. And that's why Buggy went on his own path and started his own pirate crew, because Shanks was undecided actually what he wanted to do. Shanks knew for a fact he definitely wanted to be a pirate, but finding One Piece was a different story for him right now. And I feel like that's amazing to know actually what changed Shanks' mind to actually find One Piece now. And I can't wait to get that flashback of Shanks actually saying, okay, we're ready now. Let's go find One Piece. What was it? And I feel like Buggy is amazed on how far he has come, right? And how things came to play to make him an emperor. And he's like saying like we're on the same ground now. This could be luck, but now I can compete with Shanks. So I'm gonna take full advantage of this, right? And I'm gonna find One Piece too. And this panel with Buggy actually crying out and basically saying, yeah, I want it too. Let's go for the One Piece. Wealth, power. Let's not stop there. Bro, like, we seen how Buggy cried this out and how passionate he is to actually find the One Piece now. These things that accumulated, right, with him being the next underground king, the things that he's an emperor now. Like, he's on the same footing as Shanks. He has the same level of emperor as Shanks, bro. He's gonna take a full advantage of that. In that panel, he was so inspiring. Like, if I was on the Buggy, I would be inspired also. If I didn't know he was weak, but I would be inspired also with him saying he wants to be king of the pirates, and the subordinates saying like, yeah, let's go. The amazing speech to his crew, like, bro, that got me thinking like, bro, he's more than just an emperor, bro. This man actually has a dream like everybody else, bro. Just like Blackbeard, just like Luffy, all of them have a dream that they want to accomplish. Buggy's just a different level as in ability and skill, but it's the same dream. But I can say one thing, what I took from what Mihawk was saying when he was going back and forth with Buggy, like, do you really think the Cross Guild, Buggy's crew, are able to stand up with Redhead, Blackbeard, and Luffy? I don't think just yet, because of their power, right? We see that Mihawk and Crocodile is the strongest of the crew. And then you got Blackbeard, and then you got Luffy, and you got Red Hair Shanks. Red Hair Shanks has a full all-star roster level, right? They cannot compete with the likes of Red Hair Shanks and Blackbeard. And Mihawk knows that. Crocodile, he's cocky as heck. But Mihawk knows he cannot compete with Red Hair just yet. It's one thing when you think you can go one-on-one with the captain, but a whole crew, that's a whole other story. So I want to see going forward who actually will be the next powerful commanders Buggy will have, because he only have 2 right now. Well, he has none right now, because one of them got to be the captain underneath everything and wants to be commander. So we can say that Crocodile is a first commander, and we know he can't stack up maybe to a Luffy. So let's say he's a commander, and Mihawk's the underground, the under the paper captain, right? That's good, but Red Hair got like 4 commanders that's actually maybe a Yonko level. So right now they cannot compete with the likes of Blackbeard, Luffy, and Red Hair just yet. But with power and wealth, they can have somebody come alongside them. But nevertheless, the speech that Buggy gave his crew members, bro, it sounded like he has the same devil fruit as Bello Betty, bro. Like, that speech to uplift these guys, I'm not gonna lie. Buggy say a few things and these guys get uplifted, but him actually saying that, crew, it's time to find the One Piece, that puts him on a level of trying to actually go on the same route as Shanks and Blackbeard, right? So he giving his crew like some uplifting, like, bro, we're on the same level as Blackbeard and Shanks who's trying to find One Piece. So let's go. And that gave them like, dang, like his crew members, that uplift them to think like, bro, we're that strong to compete with Blackbeard, Shanks, and Luffy. Let's go. If Buggy-sama think that we can compete with those guys, that means that we're strong. And in their head, that's what they thinking. And listen, bro, once Buggy made that speech, the whole circus compound went haywire. Mihawk, Crocodile was so upset because they know power is a big thing on trying to find One Piece. And I don't think they have enough power. Yeah, they have giants, but power is a major issue that they have. In my opinion, I feel like Buggy needs to be a speech general, right? Buggy will make sure that his troops get all the uplifting they have to actually go to war and win a battle, right? That's something you really need in a crucial moment of battle. Like Buggy has it hands down. Buggy can lead his troops, and that actually all that matters because of his superpowers that he have in Mihawk and Crocodile. All that really matters is that he can lead his troops into a battle fighting a Yonko. So we fast forward to Kamabaka Kingdom, where we see the vice captains of the Revolutionary Army. And you know me, sometimes I'm like 60% looks, 40% power, or vice versa, which one ever is greater, right? I just don't know if that's Jiran's devil fruit because he's eating in binoculars. I don't know if that's a devil fruit where he can just spit it back out, or he become powerful as he spit it back out. I don't know, but it's something like Wapple, right? Wapple has the same thing going on, or he just eats electric stuff, or he's a type of hybrid or something, or he's a different species that eats metal. I don't know, but Jiran looks good, and Gamble looks like Humpty Dumpty. Hideru looks like a nice version of like Bello Betty. I would say that she looks good too, and her mechanical arm looks nice. She's probably a sniper because that thing has like a little aim on it, right? And I think that she said she wanted to shoot Sabo. Pretty sure she did say that. Yeah, I know she said she would have shot Sabo. So she definitely is a sniper with her mechanical arm. So I want to know exactly how she lost her arm and how did she obtain that arm. And Yushiana is definitely a meat. The only thing stand out with him is the way he talk. So his dialogue is very confusing, but we see that Sabo made it out safe, and even Kong actually was happy to see Sabo. Dragon really had no expressions, so I don't know if Dragon show his emotions or expressions sometimes, but it seemed like he probably knew that Sabo actually was safe. And Sabo actually brought a lot of people from Lelouch Kingdom on a big ship from Lelouch Kingdom. So that got me thinking like, maybe Sabo knew what had happened before it even happened. And not just that, they have even more people that will join the cause of the revolutionaries now. And that's the downside of what happens when you're trying to exterminate a whole island. The people comes to understand like the Celestial Dragons, right? The Marines, the world government, these people are shady. And they're shady enough to kill all of us, right? And that looks over like 100 people, maybe even 200 people that Sabo brung along for the cause of the Revolutionary Army. But we see the interaction between Sabo and Koala was definitely worried about Sabo because she definitely was crying. But Sabo understood and told her like, I used the 3B code, and once I went back to 1060, before Sabo could say dragon, it was 3 notes stating gank, 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 a sound effect, right? Before Sabo actually talked to dragon. So he definitely used a code when saying he's alright and he's in a safe spot. And he even said that he was not on Luisha, of course, when it happened. So that means that this overpowerful weapon that Celestial Dragons use, that the 5 elders use, rung so hard that the nearby island could see it. Its power was so devastating that the neighbor islands couldn't but take notice to it. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, how strong and how wide is the range of this weapon? Can it destroy multiple units, right? Because it seems like it was solely built on destroying huge islands, just in case some things like this happen with Sabo understanding and seeing like there is a king or a queen on the chair, right? So I can say one thing: the power of the 5 elders is actually being sought out for. They actually have things that we do not know about, even their power, right? We're gonna see it once we get back on Egghead. the individual power of the 5 elders, and to see the power they wield. A machine that can do that, destroy a whole island. What can the Straw Hats do actually to defend this? But it's not really the Straw Hats that need to defend this, it's the revolutionaries, because the 5 elders may be an enemy of Luffy and the pirates, but the people that wants to go against them are the Revolutionary Army. What do they have that can counter things like the power of these individuals, right? We know that Dragon is strong, right? Dragon is the most wanted character in One Piece, right? How strong is Dragon? We don't know just yet. Like I always said, Dragon is my top 5 anyway because of how mysterious he is. But the overwhelming power that the 5 elders have and wield, like weapons that destroy the Lucia Kingdom, what can the Revolutionary Armies counter that with? But to continue with the chapter, we see that Bello Belly actually is meeting the fugitive of the Lucia Kingdom, right? And she's the person that actually would cheer these guys on, would give them momentum to fight against the Marines and other people that do them wrong. And like I said, this is amazing for the Revolutionary Army to, you know, recruit people for their cause. And that will help them actually battle the Marines, the government really, and the 5 elders in this emu that everybody wants to know about. And we continue with the chapter actually having Sabo and Dragon and even Carver sitting down and just now kind of telling them exactly what he saw. And I feel that Kuma is not a lost cause. Kuma will actually come back, I feel. Kuma is an overwhelming icon that represents the Revolutionary Army. And he's well loved in the Revolutionary Army. Like Sabo loves him, you know, Dragon adores him, right? He is one of the most important figures of the Revolutionary Army, so I'm pretty sure that he might come back. But what Dragon said in this chapter is that maybe while he was programmed to do a lot of things, maybe Vegapunk programmed him a contingency, exactly what Dragon said. Programmed him maybe to do something that was overseen, that could not be predicted. So maybe what Kuma did actually was something that he wanted to do aside from the information that Vegapunk got from him, right? So I don't know how to calculate this and what was the code for Kuma to actually go to Marijoas, or the reason why he went to Marijoas is still up in the air. But I actually want to see what was the code and why was that cause and effect of him actually attacking Marijoas. So hopefully we could actually see that soon and actually see where Kuma's gonna be right now. Once we get done with this chapter, in the future chapters, I want to see where Kuma's at, and hopefully he's not captured. Furthermore, I would actually like to see what the world government, what the 5 elders will actually do now that they know Sabo knows the truth, right? So if Sabo knows the truth, the revolutionaries know the truth. If the revolutionary knows the truth, the people of the One Piece verse will actually come together and understand. They will know what's going on. The revolutionaries are people that fight for freedom, so their best interest is for the people. And trust me, this will get to Big News Morgan, and Big News Morgan doesn't care who you are. He knows how to fight, and he's not scared of the world government. He's not scared of the Marines. He's gonna print what he want to print. And if Sabo, the person that lived, the person that knows the truth about the kingdoms, who's the true king and who is the queen, because we really don't know if Emu is a guy or a woman. Name doesn't mean anything. Like, you see how Oda writes these names up, so we don't know just yet. The person do look flimsy, you know, skinny, but we see skinnier people on One Piece. So I don't want to continue and say Emu is a woman just yet. I want to see the full detail without the silhouette. I know one thing: Dragon and revolutionaries are for the people. If this gets to Big News Morgan, he's gonna print this 1 million copies over, because it's probably the truth. And to get this out, that would be so amazing. And see how we're actually gonna see how strong the revolutionaries is, because there will be a target on the revolutionaries' back bigger than ever now that they know the truth. It's crazy how the revolutionaries is trying to wage war on the 5 elders, the world government, the celestial dragons. Like, they're here to wage war, declaring it's war now. So I feel like they feel that they're powerful enough to go against the world government, the 5 elders, the celestial dragon. They're ready for that. And we see how strong Sabo is. The Flame Emperor is he went toe to toe with the Fujitoro when he didn't even get the hang of his devil fruit yet. So think about how strong he is now that we got the hang of his devil fruit, right? So he can go toe to toe with a Admiral, and Dragon can go toe to toe with the likes of Sengoku. In my opinion, that's how I just feel. So I feel that maybe they're definitely ready. The power is there, but are they strong enough to go with a full-blown Marine Forward war with just revolutionaries, no pirate? I think so, bro. This is like a Game of Thrones. We see these world building chapters. We see what's going on in the world. We see that there is a level of somebody is trying to reach the top, right? Not necessarily the throne, but trying to reach the top in their own right, right? We just not only follow Luffy, right? We follow the other pirates. We follow the Marines. We follow the revolutionaries, bro. And everybody has an enemy, right? And everything is linked together. And this is why I love One Piece. 9 times out of 10, I'm choosing World Builder over any verses. Even though we like versus battles, we love that. But world building chapters, we love what's going on in the world. We love to see what's going on in the world, right? And the shot is amazing. 10 out of 10. Listen, bro. Like, comment, subscribe to get more of me and more One Piece content. Listen, I give it to you every week when there's not no break. Every Sunday to officially worship the Viz translation. I'll see you next time. Peace.